What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. The other day, I got an email through our website for service. The guy's outside our service area, and he's got a brand new Weil-McLain gas-fired steam heating system that the original installing plumber messed up the install on with the near boiler piping, and contractor B, or plumber B, can't figure out why there's a crazy amount of banging in the house now with this new heating system. Bang! So I explained to him that it's outside our normal service area, but we do take on consultation cases on a case-by-case basis. I've arrived about 5 minutes early. It's Monday, February 16th. It is 6:55 in the morning, and we are in Marine Park, Brooklyn. Let's go see what's going on. Let's give him some advice on how to make the problem go away. You guys ready? Make sure you smash that thumbs up button after you watch this video, and let me get your thoughts and feedback in the comment section down below. Let's go! Good morning. I'm at your front door. A lower door or upper door? Okay. Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Here's my card.
Okay.
Pleasure to meet you.
You too?
All right. Good morning, man. All right. So who's the genius who installed this beast?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I don't like
You, we had. You seemed like an intelligent individual when we spoke on the phone yesterday. Did you look at any of the piping diagrams on how to install this boiler?
Yes.
Okay, and with that in mind, I hate to give you a pop quiz at 7 o'clock in the morning.
It's okay.
Is there a difference between what you saw in a picture and how this is installed?
The thing I think was really
The wet return? Okay.
because I think, so I thought that the Hartford loop was right.
This is a hardwired
Yeah,
carbon monoxide
that's,
detector.
Department of Buildings.
They asked for that?
Yeah,
Right on top of the boiler?
I guess so.
Interesting.
Hardwired on top of the boat.
So this is the end of a main with a main steam air valve going into 1.25
Okay, now that valve
copper.
doesn't
Doesn't work? The one up there, the air valve?
Okay.
Why? Because it doesn't.
it doesn't.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe just not hearing it. Very, very interesting. Look at what we have here. Let's take off this. Make sure there's no steam in there. Good. All right. Let's see what happens now. Let's give that a little extra on it. May not use the wrench like an idiot. Let's see what happens. And there's that drop, and that's where the air valve was. This return is a little cool there. 95, 101, slowly picking up temperature.
That's the return from the back of the house.
Well, from both, actually. I'm looking at the vertical piece right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that then it goes towards the back of the boiler and it picks up the front and then the back. And it looks like you got a little check valve there on your makeup water. With another check valve there. So they added this steam main at the end of a dry return, right before it drops to this wet return. But this location is not supposed to see steam. This location,
Supposed to see.
yeah, it's supposed to see like some water, not supposed to be steam. So by adding that steam main here, they now made that entire dry return part of the steam main.
Okay.
Part of the steam main.
Okay.
And that's not supposed to be. So this is only supposed to carry the condensate and air from the radiators, maybe some residual vapor, but not active steam pressure.
Okay.
You know? So
Okay.
so they allowed, by doing that, and which it was doing, they allowed this piping to now vent aggressively,
Okay.
which is what we saw.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
going crazy. Yeah. Because that 1.25 inch line essentially became part of the steam main. There's not size for that.
No.
If it was 2 inch, right, you probably wouldn't have had a problem, right? But
Okay.
they saw this as, again, I don't know what they were thinking, but there are a lot of plumbers out there, a lot of them, and the art of steam hasn't been passed down from the dead men to all these guys.
Yeah.
I had it passed down by, well, he's now dead, unfortunately, but and even then, I wish I spent more time with that individual, but I learned as I went along.
Yeah.
And also by just learning more and more every single day and reading texts and attending seminars by the guys who don't do it anymore because they're dead now. Except for one, Dan Holohan.
That's what they call the dead man.
That's called the dead man, exactly. You know about Dan Holohan. Yeah, of course. So
No, except the one, but I know.
yeah. So we're just starting a combustion analysis, and the pressure control, which is set correct, is turning off the boiler. And because the boiler is oversized, we're gaining too much pressure too quickly instead of a longer runtime. And this is a manual reset pressure control. So if this pigtail should ever clog, or if this pressure control should ever fail, that one will pick up the pace. Will pick up the job, and if it ever gets that high, which is right around, looks like 8 psi, it will reset, and the only way to reset it is by hitting that red button. But then, of course, finding the problem, because that's going to keep going off.
Right. And to check on what he was doing. And that
So
created-
let's speak on skimming,
Okay.
all right? Because personally, I have skimmed, and I'm probably lying by saying this, 1 or 2 boilers
Okay.
during my installs. Now, the purpose of skimming is to remove the oils that are introduced into the system during the installation process.
The installation.
Yes. Now, if you read the manual, of this equipment, it tells you to do that.
Right.
And they're claiming because when you cut the pipe, you're going to have oil inside them
Okay.
from threading it. Also, there's oil they claim during the manufacturing process, which I think is BS, because what oil are they putting into the boiler? It's cast iron sections, sections of iron, formed and pushed together. There's no oil. In my opinion, there's no oil, but maybe I could be wrong.
Okay.
However, that being said, when I install a steam boiler and the piping is plumbed in, if we're threading, we are thoroughly cleaning that oil, that residue, from the inside and the outside of the pipes. We're cleaning off those threads. And I'm also adding a product called Surgex to the boiler, which helps give us more drier steam, and it helps get rid of that crap, or change the molecular formations of that. Now, there are some on the internet, those basement armchair warriors that are sitting in front of a keyboard that have done their own research. Like, no, it's no good for the boiler. I've seen with my own eyes how a boiler can perform so much better with that kind of chemical than not. But as far as skimming, listen, I don't know what the old boiler looked like before Plumber B changed things here. But I can tell you what I can only.
You wouldn't believe it.
Well, trust me, I've seen a lot. You have any pictures of what it looked like?
Yeah, I have.
Can you share with me?
I think I do.
On your phone, maybe? I'd love to see what it looked like. Let's hit start here. We have our probe of our combustion analyzer in there. Now, it's not going up the flue, it's going into the draft diverter and into the top of the boiler. And these are the numbers we're working with right now. We are close to operating, well, we are at operating temperature of that stack. Sorry, a little blurry there. So as soon as this kicks off, we're gonna hit the pause button and then clipboard these results. But right now, 6.6 of O2, 29 particles per million of carbon monoxide, gross efficiency of 82, and CO2 of 8.13. These are very good numbers. I'm actually gonna clipboard this now. Perfect timing. Let's take out the probe. And next we're gonna test for is draft. I'm gonna escape, draft, hit OK. Let it time out for 11 seconds. And then the probe is gonna go straight up the flue from the bottom of the draft diverter. So here is the culprit, which destroyed the balance of the system. Crazy. So when you slap on, which is, I wouldn't call it big, but when you slap on this steam main onto a dry return, you lower the pressure in the return too aggressively. The steam gets pulled through the traps. Traps may never close properly if it's a, that kind of system, and the system loses its design differential. And that return now behaves like a steam main. And we'll print those results. So why it's banging? Well, steam is now entering the dry return. The return is supposed to be relatively low pressure and mostly air plus condensate. So now the steam gets in, it meets that pooled condensate, it expands rapidly, and you get that massive water bang. Steam hitting standing water, explosive collapse. Bang! All right, ladies and gentlemen, I say this quite frequently in my videos and to my clients that have a steam heating system. When the home was built, let this sink home. When the home was built 80, 90, 100 plus years ago, the steam heating system was a premium upgrade. Think about it. And when these new homeowners that just paid for that premium upgrade heard banging because water is where it shouldn't be and steam was violently exploding that water when it hit it, that was a no bueno. So you best believe that this system was whisper quiet until someone touched something that they shouldn't. In this particular case, and I don't think there's any malice or any bad intentions whatsoever, they wanted to get rid of more air. They put a steam main air valve in the system, and that threw a giant monkey wrench into the whole operation of the system. And you turn that dry condensate return now into a steam main. So bottom line, the banging is happening because, number one, steam is now entering a pipe that was only meant to carry condensate and air, and it's now slamming into water. Tongue twister. Steam systems are quite simple, but only when you respect how pressure and venting are supposed to work. You already know this. Somebody got creative when they shouldn't have. Thank you so much for watching, folks. I really appreciate it. The best way you can support this channel is to continue watching my videos, but also smashing that thumbs up button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. There's no cost or obligations. Share this video with others. Let me get your thoughts and feedback in the comment section down below. And if you feel like giving me an extra attaboy, memberships are available. Just hit that $sign below or click that join button and join for a low monthly fee of $2.99. You could become an apprentice on the channel. You'll get a sneak peek on when I drop a video because it goes to members first. You'll also be able to join our WhatsApp group chat where we can talk about trades and other things throughout the day. But it's the best way you can support the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, be well, God bless, stay safe.